It's how you solve the issue of dying, of mortality.
It's also how you solve the issue of war.
Yeah.
Because you, as a guy who's been in war and been in combat, you know about it more than anybody. And the idea that we can never get past that is crazy. It is really crazy that if you ask the average person that's, even fairly well read, what are the odds that within your lifetime we'll see no war? Everyone will say 0.
It's a 0.
Right? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay, so
yeah.
if you and me and Jamie were the only people left on Earth, what are the odds we would go to war with each other? Like fucking 0?
Yeah.
As long as we have resources, we just hang out and have a good time. And
yeah, why would
go,
we?
fuck, I miss everybody. All right, good night.
It's got to be tribalism. It has to be tribalism.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's primate tribalism. It's based on our territorial instincts, and it's also just based on this weird desire to control resources and greed and not recognize the fact that we have a finite life. Yeah. And also just the abuse of power. Human beings love to be in power, and especially if you can be in power and get other people to fight for you and mandate them and force them to fight for you. That's one of the weirdest things about some of these tech companies. Like Palantir was talking about reinstating the draft. And I'm like, hey, who the fuck are you? Like, what is this? Like, you think you want to draft people because you think war? What? Are you a fucking tech company?
Yeah, how's that work?
Right? So, like, do you want to go fight? Why don't you go fight? Why don't you fucking take your glasses off and go over there? Like, what are you talking about? So it's like the people that have the kind of power and control and resources that they can just take poor people and take young people and say, you should go over there. You should go do this. You should. Well, I sit here and watch. I'm going to watch on a screen in Nevada while the drone operator is using a fucking Xbox controller to nuke some building.
Oh,
like,
man.
what?
When I was in Afghanistan, when I was there, you got to remember that I really just gone through training. I training takes a couple of years. I got to a team, and then very quickly I was in a workup and was going to Afghanistan. So really my entire mindset was I got through training, I'm a Navy SEAL, and you're surrounded by dudes who for the last decade have just been going to war left and right. I mean, those are the people I'm around. The senior guys are like war-hardened guys. And when I got to Afghanistan, no part of me, none, did I ever really question what we were even doing. It was almost like that doesn't matter. My role is I am like a tool, frankly, of the government, and they must know what's right. They must, you know what I mean? And it was only in reflection years later that there were things that have come to me that I'm like, why didn't I think more, I don't know, critically about? Like specifically, if the roles were somehow reversed and people came into our country from some foreign country, you better believe I'm going to protect my family. It's such a basic thing. And I remember, and this is not us doing anything illegal in terms of the Geneva Convention, but we would enter people's homes, in Afghanistan, not even guns a-blazing. Forget that. Just we would go into people's homes. And you're just like suddenly in somebody else's home. There's the father, there's the kids. They're all here.
And you're wearing full body armor, helmet.
I have a combat mullet. I have shorts. I look like a psychopath.
Right.
And I have a fucking, it's like, wait a minute. Like, who's the good guy?
Right.
And I years have gone by. It's taken me some time. I think that there's an element of someone's always going to be sent, because of the unfortunate reality of like, so long as humans exist, as we understand them now, tribalism and warmongering happens. And so I guess I can respect the fact that I took someone else's place in a sense. I volunteered to go. But it's tough.
How much less war would we have if people that wanted us to go to war were forced to lead the charge?
Oh man.
Like imagine how few wars there would be if Lindsey Graham had to suit up.
We wouldn't have war, dude.
Right? Because Lindsey Graham's like, we got to go over there. We got to kill everybody. Okay, good. Get in the helicopter. Let's go, fatso. Like that might be the only way to stop it from happening. And then there's always going to be people that are so fucking battle hardened that they want to go to war.
For sure.
And they're like, good, I'll get right in the front.
Did you see when we officially left Afghanistan? This is not that long ago, I guess, but there was those final flights that flew.
Oh, God.
And the Afghanis are holding on to the plane and falling off to their death. The thing that struck me, even though I'm telling you when I was there, I sort of had tunnel vision and was like, I'm going to be a Navy SEAL, do my job. But even with that, when I was there, what was striking is these people, for the most part, live in an alternative world than what I'm used to living in. Like where I live in the West, it's civilized. You might go outside and might get mugged or something, but you don't really walk around worried about your safety. You basically, even in some bad parts of the United States, you have infrastructure that protects you to some degree. You have things, you can live your life in relative harmony. There are parts of the world, albeit I've really only been to one war zone in Afghanistan, where you're like, how are people living here? How is it possible there's this little girl here that's walking down the road in Zarganshar where, dude, gunfights break out here on a regular basis, but they have to live here. This is where they live. And it put in perspective like how desperate these people really are. Not desperate to like, we need NATO to save us. Forget that. They don't even know how bad their condition is. But you see it when you see the plane leaving Afghanistan. And I don't care what they had to know there was no hope when you held on to that plane. You're not going to hold on to the plane and fly off to safety. But when you're that desperate because your life is so bad, you'll hold on to the plane and fall off to your death. It's like, it was just shocking to me how fucking horrible people have it in Afghanistan.
They also knew that those people knew that they were cooperating with the U.S. government.
Very
they
true.
were likely to be killed.
Very